Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder again with another Reddit story for you. This one actually has a couple of updates, so pop the popcorn, strap yourselves in. Title of this one is, Am I the Astronaut for Lying to My Family About My Daughter? Originally posted March 7th of this year. I, 30 male, am in a relationship with my wife, 29 female, and we have been together for 8 years, but we grew up together and were friends from elementary. I also have 2 children, 4 female, who we can call Chloe, fake name, and a baby boy 5 months. Around 5.5 years ago, one of our best friends passed away from cancer. We had known him since we were 9, so this hit us both hard. During this time, we argued a lot and we spent time away from each other, but eventually figured things out and realized we were better together. Maybe 2 weeks after we got back together, she told me that during our time apart, she was with another man who happened to be someone who we were both friends with in high school, who we can call Jonah for the sake of the story. Now, it was a bit upsetting at first, but after some discussion, we were able to accept it and move on. Another 2 weeks or so pass by, and we find out she is pregnant. This just got complicated. I know Ava isn't mine. I've known from the start and have accepted that fact. But I love her, she's my daughter, and nothing will change. When I looked into my daughter's eyes for the first time, it was heartbreaking to see the face of a man that I considered my friend for all those years. But I didn't tell anyone, not even my wife, until Ava was 2 years old. When I confronted her about it, she admitted that was her fear because Ava honestly looks like a carbon copy of Jonah. She asked if I wanted a paternity test, and I denied because I really am scared I could lose legal rights to my baby girl. The past 4 years, she's been my girl. I love her more than words can describe, and I got over that heartbreak so quickly. I love her and my son equally. Here's where the issues start. Oh, they're just now starting? Ever since my son was born, my family has started to question my daughter's biology, as my son just looks like my wife, whereas my daughter looks nothing like either of us. My mom recently came up to me and said, I need to do a paternity test for Ava, as I can't have my boy raising a baby that isn't his. This really upset me, but I kept my cool and I just told my mom that Ava is my daughter. Also, for mother-in-law's comment here. I never told her in the first place because she treats my stepson like crap, and I don't want my girl to be treated like that. That's why. Well, my mom was committed and went to my wife and managed to trick her into telling the truth. She came back over to me and yelled at me for raising an illegitimate child. We left the situation fast, but my mom hasn't stopped texting me about how I lied for 4 years and that my wife is a cheater. Mind your business, Ma. I explained to everyone after in a calm way that my wife didn't cheat and just went into a bit more depth. While my other family besides my mom don't care that she isn't mine, they are upset at me for keeping the information away for so long. But I personally think it was none of their business in the first place, as my own daughter doesn't even know. So, am I the astronaut? Edit, no, Jonah has no idea about her. He's not a safe person. He has another child who I saw on his cousin's Facebook. Jonah blocked us after my wife and I got back together, but he lived in my town for another 3 years, so I heard news about him. Due to this sub's rules, I can't say what, but he's a very bad man from what I know, which is why our friendship broke. He did stuff which should have absolutely put him away for life, but he isn't. He said stuff about children, which absolutely deserves jail time for life. Oh dear God, okay. I fear for his child, but I'm not putting my daughter in a situation where she could be badly hurt. I tried to keep it low-key in my post and comments about him, but it's not possible to do that anymore, as I would just seem like a selfish astronaut if I don't explain. It's all for my daughter's safety. Okay, before we move to the update here, we know how mother-in-law here, or OP's mom, would treat her, even if this was just purely a blended family. If he had got with his wife and she had a child, she would treat that child like shit, because that's what she's doing to his sister's stepkid. Like, what blood doesn't determine who your family is. She's taking the Malfoy route here. Like, she's taking they have to be pure bloods within our family to be able to be with us, to be able to celebrate holidays, to be able to do anything, to be able to eat dinner, or just going to treat them like shit. I wouldn't tell her either. And yeah, it's nobody's damn business. It's your business and your wife's. Okay, we've got an update to read here. Update July 25th, 4 months later. She's 4, she's young. If you read my other post, you will see that she isn't biologically my daughter. She is my ex-best friend's. But I've loved her since day one. Nothing can change that. My family had an issue with this, but I cut them off. I knew in my other post I said nobody else cared, but it turned into a bigger deal because of my mom. Shocking. The only people I have kept in contact with is my sister, one of them. She has always supported me, and even since she found out about Ava's biology, she hasn't cared and still loves my daughter the same as she loves my son. My kids stayed the night with her one night, and a few hours after my kids arrived, I got a text from my sister saying my mom is there. She showed up unexpectedly. Oh, shit. My mom knows I don't want her around my kids, so I drive to collect my kids and thank my sister for telling me. When I get there, I find my sister angry and holding my sobbing daughter. My son is in my mother's lap. I leave without sparing a look at my mother apart from when I took my son from her. When we get home, my daughter was still crying. I picked her up and cuddled her super close and asked what happened. She looks me in the eyes and says, "Grandma says you're not my real daddy. I want you to be my real daddy. I don't want you to love baby brother more than me." What a bitch biscuit. What the fuck is this woman doing? You know she got off on that too. What the hell is wrong with this woman to intentionally show up there just to cause this 4-year-old girl pain like that? Red flags. Flying her straight to ask on one right now. Never talk to this woman again. She is a human piece of garbage. And if anybody who has your children at the time lets her into the house, I'm sorry, but they have to be cut off too. I know it's not your sister's fault, but she made the choice to let her into the house. Don't. That's the rule. She doesn't get to be around your kids ever. And inflicting trauma on this girl for fun. I think at this point, lying would do her more harm in the future. So I sat her down and explained that I'm her real daddy because I love her and raised her. I just didn't help make her. She was confused and asked if I made her baby brother. I didn't lie and said yes. I also explained how I loved them both equally. The fact that I didn't make her doesn't change that. I hated seeing her little heart break, but lying more would have hurt her more. She clings to things. Information. Now every night at bed she asks me, "Daddy, you still love me like you love baby brother's name, right?" It's like she's scared I don't love her the same because my mom said I love my son more because he is mine. Whew. I love her just as much as I love him. I don't come on Reddit much, but I'm really just lost here. I know telling her the truth would save her a lot of future trust issues and stuff, but it breaks my heart to think that she thinks I don't love her the same as the baby. My plan was to tell her when she's older, but she's at the age now where there is a chance she will remember this. Edit, I want to add that Bio Dad doesn't know. He's a dangerous man. I would never trust him around my kid. He would try to get custody, and neither my wife or I would trust him around our daughter. She needs to be protected. I was under the impression she was mine, but I knew from day one she wasn't. I confronted my wife when my kid was 2. Extra info, feel free to ask questions. If you really think BioDad should know, PM me and I will tell you why he shouldn't be able to ever get near her. I'm not going to say here because it seems too much for Reddit. If that's your issue, then just speak directly to me. You have to be a really miserable person, miserable with yourself, to do that to a 4-year-old. And it wasn't her choice to make. That was not her choice. Another update, August 19th, 1 month later. So we had some amazing suggestions, and I want to thank everyone who offered good advice for me and my little girl. We used the idea of Legos and building blocks. She has a favorite bunny, Teddy, that she sleeps with all the time. Literally all day, every day, we see Bunny. So what I did was sit down on a mat where we had a daddy-daughter challenge thing. She got me to make a structure of her mommy, and I got her to make one of her bunny. By the end of it, she made her bunny. So now I put up in front of her the real bunny and the Lego bunny. I asked her which one she loved more, and she obviously said her teddy bunny, and I asked her why. She said, because it's my bunny and I had it forever. So I made it a point to say that the bunny is like her. I've loved her forever and that she's so special to me, and I love her so much that she couldn't be replaced even though I didn't make her. Just because she didn't make the bunny doesn't mean she doesn't love it. I used a similar example but in a different way to explain to her about her baby brother, by the way. It satisfied her and she is happy with that example. We use the term now, I love you like you love Bunny. Obviously, it's a silly little term, but it helps her understand it so much better. OP also noted in comments that he would cut contact, or they did cut contact with his mother completely. He also notes that many other family members cut contact with his mom as well for what she did to OP and his daughter. Well, I'm glad that the other family members started to come along, but the fact that they sided with Grandma, crazy mom, that's what we'll call her. She destroyed that privilege whenever she did what she did. I don't understand how someone could be this cruel to a 4-year-old. What did she think she was going to accomplish here? What did she think she was going to accomplish? Did she think that the 4-year-old was going to be like, well, shit, I guess I'm done. I'm going to go pack a bag and run away. It's just going to cause pain. I want to cause pain. That's what she wanted to do. And take her there again, because this is a shit human being, ladies and gentlemen. Just a shit human being.